Ahoy there, me hearties! This be Captain Silverhook, and you're listening to the Two Old Pirates podcast. Set sail for an open sea of stories, tales, and some really crazy stuff. I expect you to like and subscribe, lest you be walking the plank. Ha ha ha!
So, how you been?
Been around.
Yeah.
Life. How about you?
I'm hanging in there, doing all right. Just got through the new year.
Yeah.
New year, new me. You know what they say.
Yeah. New year, old me.
New year, old
Older
you.
me.
Old, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, there's our
look
people.
Look at that.
It's the Two Old Pirates.
Welcome
We're
back.
back. Did you think that we left forever? No, we're here. Vinny,
Howdy.
Eric.
Let me scoot in closer so I'm like in
Let's get
frame.
it.
Take a selfie together.
What's up? What's up? Anyways, welcome to podcast number 50.
The 50th one.
And you have not seen us in about 6 months.
No, we made it to 49 and then we just stopped. we cut it short, just unintentionally.
Yeah, we're looking at number 50 just thinking, we're not going to do it. No, a lot of things have happened in the last 6 months, good and bad. And so we'll go over some of those things and we'll just talk about some. There's not any certain topic that we're going to talk about tonight. We're just going to reach back out to our followers if there's some of you left.
Yeah, well, you guys should be out there. You're gonna see this pop up in your YouTube feed. You're gonna be like, oh, I wonder what those two dudes are up to again.
Say, what happened to those
on
guys? Let's see. And I mean,
Where
at least
are they?
one of them is devilishly still handsome as hell.
Where are they now?
We're here. Anyways, so Vinny, where you been?
I've mostly been working on my own side projects. Been trying to stay busy, trying to keep my mind active so that I don't, I don't dwell too much on things. Been trying to reconnect with my faith and my spirituality in the off time, and I feel like I've been making some pretty good strides on that. And overall, just trying to lose myself in my hobbies, trying to lose myself in working on radio controlled cars again, and trying to enjoy what I used to enjoy when I was younger.
So basically living.
Yeah, basically living, just getting on with my life and trying to get back to the things I enjoyed when I was young, so that I can stay feeling young. Because in my mid 30s now, I know you're much older than I am, but
Really? Did you have to say it that way?
I had to go there. But no, I'm at that point where you start kind of looking back, and it's been 15 years since I got out of high school, so it's been a long time. So you start looking back at things fondly.
First off, the last time that we were on here, I had just started my 25th year of teaching. So this is a quarter of a century now. I've been an educator and a coach, and I'm still doing it, and I'm still enjoying it. And so that happened, and we were supposed to have a 50th episode for our second anniversary. The Two Old Pirates have been around 2 years as of October 30th, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And I guess the easiest way to say this is I put out little hints in different things in my life. If you look back on the videos from all of last year, a lot of the laughs that we did were true laughs, and then some of them were fake laughs by me. I was going through a very tough time. You see, I do not have a ring on my finger anymore. I went through a divorce, which I never thought would happen, and it did, and I'm on the other side of it now, and I'm trying to be the best dad I can be. And so one of the focal points that I had in my life outside of teaching and family was doing a podcast. And, I had a great time with Vinny doing this. And but emotionally, the stuff that I was going through was in such an upheaval that I just didn't feel comfortable. And I didn't want to drag this guy up here all the way from Rockport, our home base originally, to have to sit there and have me fake it. And so I just didn't have it in me to do it. And so I let him do his own thing, and I did my own thing, just surviving. And now we're back, and we're going to be better than ever. And Vinny, I'm not going to spoil what he's doing, but he is definitely going to be doing something else on his own down in Rockport on his off days when we're not possibly getting together to do something crazy like this. And when that does appear and he gives me the okay, I'm going to be promoting it on my social media and also on these YouTube videos that we do, so that he can begin to grow what he's going to be doing, and try to get him as big a following as he possibly can. Do you want to give him a little bit of hint without letting it out of the bag before you're ready to really boom put it out there for everybody? Because I'm very proud with what he's about to do. It's awesome.
It's gonna be strange audiobooks is how I'm going to phrase it. Strange audiobooks.
So if you like listening to this stuff, and it's going to be maybe a little bit different, then what he has coming up will be right down your alley. So we're not going to go ahead and let the cat out of the bag yet until he's ready, because this is his baby. This is his thing that he's going to do. So he's kind enough to share this time with me and to come back up, and we're going to possibly, kick this back off now that I feel ready and wanting to do this. And he never pushed or said we got to get this done, because he had an idea, but I hadn't really told everybody everything. And so yeah, I'm single, and it feels weird. So what is something that we thought we might talk about?
Well, there was that time a while back in a previous episode where we were talking about movies that they're not animated, movies that are filmed in real life that couldn't realistically happen in real life. And we knocked on the Fast and the Furious movies.
We did Doubtfire. We did Pretty
Hard.
Woman, the Die Hard movies.
I think we also did Home Alone, didn't we?
Home Alone.
Yeah.
And I was explaining something to Vinny that my students had told me, which I called BS on. And if you go back and you listen to that episode or you watch us, I say, what are they going to do next in the Fast and Furious? Are they going to have The Rock punch the moon? Jokingly. And then during the course of the time of when we were off the air, I went ahead and found out from my students about something with the Fast and Furious with outer space. And if you've seen the movie, you know. And Vinny's not one of these guys who's going to go out there and rent that type of movie or stream it. So when I told him about it, he thought I was just BSing. And then I just showed him on YouTube. And what did you think about that scene where they're in outer space?
I think the only place left for them to go is the bottom of the ocean. I think they're going to have a car that can submerge itself and go all the way down to get to the treasure, to get to the nuclear warheads and disarm it, or whatever their stupid plot is. I don't know.
When they came out that movie, the Meg, a couple years ago, where they go to the bottom of the Marianas Trench, and they're like, nobody's ever been this deep and stuff. I think they're going to have to, when they make their next one, they're going to have to go down to the Marianas Trench and find that there's actually Vin Diesel and stuff down there, and they're like kicking the Meg's ass.
I think what they're going to have to do is
it's all about family.
I think the next fast car they're going to get is the DeLorean from Back to the Future. They're going to have a crossover or something. I don't know.
That would be, here's the deal. I don't like any of the Fast and Furious. I'm judgmental, but I think it'd be funny if they got the DeLorean, went back in time in the 50s, like with what was the guy's name that was picking on everybody? Biff. And like Vin Diesel as a grown man beats the shit out of this 18-year-old kid named Biff with the the haircut and stuff, and then The Rock comes back and kicks the crap out of like Marty McFly and or what was his name?
I can't remember.
McFly's dad.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I would watch that. I mean, if they go back in time and all these people are from the 50s, and then you have these muscled, bald guys that are just like, we're taking over the town.
It's all about family.
It's all about family in this town. Italian family, though none of us are actually Italian in this movie. But yeah, so that was on a past podcast that and I showed Vinny, and he was just like, his jaw was almost dropping.
Yeah.
How pathetic are they going to get with this series?
I could not believe that they apparently made a car that was spacefaring that had rockets on it.
I mean, think about the windows. It would crack under the pressure. There's so many things. And they get it out of space, and they're like, why are there so many candy wrappers? When did he eat the candy wrappers? He's in a full suit.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
There was a point where but there was a point before they put the helmets on. So maybe he ate the candy before they put the helmets on. I don't know.
It's all about the numbers.
We're just
It's all about the numbers.
We're just trying to pick apart a Fast and the Furious movie is a futile effort because it's just a tangled mess of Christmas lights and you can't find either end of it.
Okay, so Vinny, since the last time we did one, since this is episode 50, and we're welcoming everybody back. If you're listening, this is so fun to be back. Let's talk about some of the things that have changed. COVID's still here.
Yeah, well, talk about something that's changed. I guess COVID itself has changed through variants,
Yes.
but it's still here. We're still dealing with it. We're still masking up. We're still getting vaccines. We got a booster shot. How was your Christmas?
Yeah, guys, if you're listening out there, I got COVID on the 23rd.
Yeah.
And I was down for 6 days, severe flu-like symptoms. It wasn't like, and I had my shots, different things like that, but it still shows that you can still get it. You just will not become deathly ill or die from it. You'll just get sick. So yeah, I was fever, chills, 6 days, all by myself, isolated. How was yours?
My Christmas was great, but my New Year's, I got COVID. Despite being vaccinated, despite being boosted, I caught COVID. I believe what happened is I caught it from one of my parents because both of my parents had it, and I was visiting them for dinner, and they invited me over, and of course I'm in close proximity with them. Shaking my dad's hand, goodbye, good night, and giving my mom a kiss and everything like that. So I'm pretty sure I caught it from one of them because they both got it at the same time, and then I got it. And then because I got the vaccine and because I got the booster, my symptoms were mild, but I was still like, and when I remember waking up when I just started not feeling well, I'm like, damn it, because I could tell.
Yeah, when I got it, I came home. I actually made a TikTok on the 22nd, and I was all, the boys are here. We're gonna have a good night. My sons were home. And then the 23rd, I woke up feeling kind of cruddy. And then by that night, I was down. And I was down until, I think, the 29th or 30th. And I was better by New Year's. But, yeah, it sucked.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's have a little bit of fun. Off the top of your head, is there a movie, you don't have to say movies, but is there a movie that maybe doesn't have a high Rotten Tomatoes score or something like that, but you've just always found really funny and you could watch it over and over, not like every day over and over, but I'm saying like once a month, once every couple weeks, you could probably watch it and not get bored of it?
Kung Pao Under the Fist.
That's a funny one.
Yeah,
that's a funny one. I have to admit.
That movie. I remember. I've been a fan of that movie since it came out in like 2003.
I remember when it came out.
Yeah. I think I saw it in theaters multiple times because it was so hilarious. And I remember when I was in high school, we had to write an English paper on what we felt the best movie of all time was. And I didn't say go that far. Because, oh no, but this is great. This is great because anybody who's seen Kung Pao knows all the scenes in the movie. I wrote a paper about Kung Pao, and then the part of the assignment was to show a 60-second clip from the movie that encapsulates the whole movie. Mm. So I showed the beginning where the baby fights Master Betty, and then the baby rolls down the mountain.
That's the part that I remember the most from it. Yeah, when it comes, they're like, "Oh no, the little baby," and then they pick it up, and you think they're just about to save, and then she dumps it down the net.
Keeps it going.
That's the only part of that movie I remember because I remember laughing so hard because it was so genius. It reminded me of like something from the 20s or something where it doesn't have to be dirty or filthy. It's just something where your mind is going on one direction because you just think this is what a basic human would do, and then they switch it up and just do something, and that's the kind of comedy I really, really enjoy. There's a comedian, Anthony Jeselnik, and his jokes are like that. There's a lot of cursing and stuff like that, but the thing is, his jokes will, every single time, he's such a master at what he does, is his jokes will take you down a certain road, and your mind subconsciously already thinks you understand where he's going with it, and then he switches. And I know a lot of comedians can do that, but he does it in a certain way that he gets you every time, and you don't see what's coming. And it'll make you like laugh out loud. And that's the scene from Kung Pao that I remember picking up the baby and then just putting it down the other and letting it down.
I should point out my English teacher was mortified at that scene. She's very, very conservative.
Now, I have several movies that I could list, but the one that always comes back to me where it makes me just laugh. There's just so many scenes in the movie that make me laugh. It's got a horrible Rotten Tomatoes score, which doesn't mean things, but it means that most reviewers are like, this is just a waste of time.
Yeah.
Is Let's Be Cops.
I haven't seen Let's Be Cops.
I love that movie.
I had a chance to see it in theaters and I backed out on it. I remember when it came out though because it was pretty hyped up.
There's a lot of people that think it's just and it was a one and done film. They didn't like make another one, but as a buddy movie, having two friends and just some of the scenes in it, and who's the tall one from Key and Peele, the one who does
Keegan-Michael Key.
Aaron.
Keegan.
Yeah. He plays an amazing and memorable part in the movie that every single time I see it I just laugh because he's so good at the part that he takes. Some of his lines in the movie are awesome, but if you've ever seen Let's Be Cops, that is just one of those movies that not a lot of people talk about as being the funniest movie, but it's something I could literally watch. I probably watched that 40 times already.
Yeah, I've seen Kung Pao countless times. I think Kung Pao sometimes is available like free with ads on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So you guys might want to search it up just to see if it's on there. If not, I don't know where you can stream it. But...
this came out way before your time. In fact, it came out before you were born. But I watched it on VHS when it first came out, and a friend of mine, if they're watching, I'm giving you a shout out. A friend of mine the other day was talking to me, and they said that one of their favorite movies of all time was Better Off Dead.
I've seen
with
that.
John Cusack, and it just brought back. That's another one that's kind of like Let's Be Cops. That it's never talked about as one of the funniest movies or anything, but there's so many classic lines in that.
I want my $2.
$2 plus tip. But I mean, like, what was the fat kid's name in it? Oh, sorry, Ricky, about your mom blowing up like that.
I can't remember.
Yeah, his name's Ricky.
Yeah.
And his mom, and then they have the foreign exchange student, and she's all, I'm here for the Brooklyn Dodgers, and she's supposed to be from France, and the mom's always trying to set Ricky up with her, but she doesn't want to be with Ricky, and then the Asian guys who only learned English by listening to Howard Cosell, and they'd pull up next to John Cusack, and they'd be like, and there he is, in the car, the man who can drive so fast. And the best scene of the whole movie is, because you remember he continuously tries to kill himself, which now, if you think about it, would be a very, very, it probably wouldn't be made today.
No.
Because of teenage suicides and stuff, but literally, the guy has his heart broken, and in the movie, he tries numerous ways to try to kill himself, and he's unsuccessful in every single attempt. And in one of the attempts, he's in the back of that garage, the garbage truck, and there's two African-American men working in a yard or like up on a roof. And as he passes, it's an open thing, so you can look down into the bed of the big garbage truck. And he's just laying there like, he's so depressed. And they're like, dang, that's a waste of a perfectly good white boy. Like that. It's just, it's so funny because you'd have to watch. So Better Off Dead. That's a shout out. But have you've seen it?
Yes.
And remember when he's on,
you
remember when Booger from Revenge of the Nerds, and they're on top of the K-12 snow thing, and he's all, this is pure snow, and he's trying to, he thinks it's cocaine.
Yeah.
He's equating. He's all like, this mountain must be worth a fortune, and then he snorts some. He's all like, he's snorting pure snow because he thinks it's cocaine. It's so stupid, but it's funny. Here's another thing. What is a song? And it has to be a sugary song. A song that's way too like poppy, way too sweet, that you would never usually tell your friends that when it comes on you get a good groove to it because you're just not into that kind of music. But there's this one song that you're like, I kind of like that jam. But if I told people, they'd be like, really?
I like Mbop by Hanson.
That's a good song. It's actually got a good point to it, too.
See?
That's a good song. Yeah.
You understand the message. I pissed off an English teacher by telling her what the meaning of the song was.
So, but that was a famous song. Let's try to take a song that maybe was semi-famous that you've liked, because that hit number one.
Yeah, I think
so. It was a million seller. Yeah. So something that might have been a big hit, but not as big as Bop. Do you have anything, I mean, from way back, even maybe before you were born? It's just something that, because I'll tell you mine.
What's yours?
Rick James had his background dancers, and they were called the Mary Jane Girls. because he was a really big pothead, right? He did a lot of drugs.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
And he decided to write them a song. Now, these are not professional singers. They could play no instruments. They were just his background dancers / strippers or something like that. And he wrote a song called In My House. And they were called the Mary Jane Girls, and it came out in the summer of '85. And I've always liked the song, man. And it's just 100% pop. There's no hardness to it. It's just she's basically telling her boyfriend or her significant other whenever he wants to come over, he can come over to her house. But the house is not a house. It's a female organ.
Yeah.
So Rick James was known for being kind of risque with his words, and so he wrote this song from the perspective of a girl that her house was always open anytime, day or night. They say in the song, you call me and I will be there. You're always welcome in my house, So he wasn't literally talking about coming over, knocking on the door, hey babe, I'm here. It's having sex.
She's always DTF.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was 14. It was the summer. I don't know why, but that song came on. There's a lot of great songs from 1985. Oh, you know what? I wanted to say something. I read this to my students the other day. They did a new study, and it shows that the percentage of people that identify as LGBTQ is now at 7.1% of the United States population. And they said that doubled in the last 10 years. Now, they said that it's not that more people are LGBTQ, they always have been. It's just as things loosen and people are more relaxed with discussing who they are and how they feel and different things,
they feel more safe.
That they're able to say, this is how I feel, this is who I am, and so the number's gone up. But when they looked at the, I think it's Gen Z.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Gen Z. What is the one right now?
Gen Z.
Gen Z. Okay, Gen Z. It shows 20.1% of Gen Zs identify as LGBTQ. And when I told that to my students, they were like, they were trying to do the math. I said, that means 1 out of 5. But that's a huge number. That's a huge number, because when I was growing up, of course you can never have perfect stats. But the number that I always heard about people that might be homosexual, not the full spectrum LGBTQ, but just homosexual, was about 10% of the population.
That's what I was going to say.
That's what I'd always heard, about 10%. And so if they're saying that Generation Z is 20%, that's a huge jump from what they thought the general population was. So it's showing that maybe younger people are either more willing to admit that they are on the spectrum of LGBTQ, or maybe things have just changed in America. I don't know.
I think the definition of LGBTQ has changed over time, because nowadays you have terms for things that maybe existed back in the day but weren't describable, like being non-binary.
Yeah,
and people,
definitely
and
agree
people
with that.
People that prefer they and them pronouns.
Yes.
So I think with the incorporation of that, I think that's why you're seeing so many more the growth of that number, because these are younger kids who now have a term and an explanation for how they feel,
right?
Whereas older generations,
they were either gay, straight, or maybe bisexual,
or male or female.
Yeah, something like that.
So there was no, it was one or the other.
It was very, very boxed in.
Yeah,
and now it's more open.
And now that there's kind of a middle ground, so to speak, for lack of a better term, for feeling, with like gender dysphoria and whatnot, I think more people from Gen Z are identifying with that middle ground, and that's why the number's gone up, because the definition has shifted over time.
And the other number that they released, they released a ton of numbers, but the first ones in the article that I read were about the 20%, and then also the 7.1% nationally. And then the other one, it says that millennials, that 15% of those identify as, what was it? Oh, as bisexual. So the next thing that we need to talk about is how about those Dallas Cowboys?
We dem boys.
You guys have sucked for so long.
We dem boys.
You suck more than all the vacuums in the United States turned on at once. You just suck.
Like a black hole.
You make a black hole look like it's pushing instead of sucking. I'm sorry, guys. For those of you that are Cowboy fans, you guys have not won anything since there was VHS as the main use of technology to watch things. Think about that. January of 96 is the last time you won a Super Bowl.
Could be worse. Could be like the Bengals.
We're not talking about the Bengals. They've never won anything.
Yeah, but
they're not known as America's team.
No.
The Cowboys are America's team, but they just can't win anything. The Dallas Cowboys are a joke, and I will root against them. I've rooted against them every single day since 1989. I'll root against them until my dying day, until Jerry Jones sells the team, and then I'll come back and be a Cowboys fan. I hate the Dallas Cowboys. I've hated every single game that they've ever played. I want them to lose every single game 1,000,000-0. And I know I don't always get my wish, but damn, it's been a good 26, 27-year run of you guys just sucking.
Was that the turning point? Was Jerry Jones?
When Jerry Jones bought the team and fired Tom Landry. So yes, 1989, Jerry Jones comes in, buys the Dallas Cowboys, fires their all-time coach. Been there since 1960. He's sitting at Texas Stadium behind his desk, and he gets a call from the Dallas Morning News from a reporter who said, "Do you know that you've just been fired and Jimmy Johnson's going to be the new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys?" And he says, "That's incredible. That's impossible. I'm sitting at my desk." Jerry Jones did not have the guts to go in man-to-man and tell the greatest coach in Dallas Cowboys history, "You're no longer going to be the coach." He had to hear it through the news. And when I heard about that, I said, I will root against this guy. I don't care who's on the team. I don't care any player that's on the team. It's the Dallas Cowboys, and they have to lose because of the way Jerry Jones did that, man. You do not build a team from 1960 into America's team with Roger Staubach, with Tony Dorsett, with Harvey Martin, with Too Tall Jones, with Randy White. Go to 5 Super Bowls in 10 years. That's the team I love. And then he screwed him like that. And I will go against them every single time. Every single time.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Now that I've got context for that, now I can understand.
I got to meet Tom Landry on 2 different occasions. I have his autograph 3 different times. He was like the most awesome guy there was. He was a coach's coach, and everybody loved him. And to be sitting at your job and be called by a reporter and told, "Yeah, you're just fired," and then Jerry Jones has a big thing, and it wouldn't have worked out as good, for Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson if they would not have won Super Bowls. They won 2 Super Bowls 2 years later. So back-to-back years. Because of that, everybody kind of forgot. And Tom Landry was old. He needed to retire anyways. And everybody got on that ship and sailed with Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson. Then he pissed Jimmy Johnson off, and Jimmy Johnson left. And now they've been winless ever since. So, yes, I hate Jerry Jones. I hate everything about the Dallas Cowboys. And once he's gone, I'll come back. And it's only been since I was 18. And I'm 50 now. So I hold a goddamn grudge.
Jesus. Well, I guess the way you feel about that is, I'm not into sports so much as I am into things like BattleBots, and without naming names, without really getting into it to as much level as you, there are some teams that I will always root against whenever they enter the arena, just because I don't particularly like the people, or they've said or done things that I find disagreeable, and whenever they lose, I'm just secretly like, like, yes.
How many years has BattleBots been on?
So BattleBots was on from 1999 to 2003. Then it took a hiatus and came back on the air in 2015, and it's been on the air since then. It's on Discovery Channel now.
And this team that you don't like, from 99 on, what was the first year that you started disliking them?
Probably.
Were they around that first run, or were they around after the hiatus?
They've been around in both. I would say probably within the past couple years I started disliking the team.
So you didn't dislike them way back when?
No.
So
no.
What could have happened in the last couple years that caused you to...
They splintered apart and they splintered into several different teams, and so it's one of the splinters that...
Do they get along with each other still?
I think so for like the most part, but it's one of the splinter teams that I can't stand, because the person who's in charge of it is just rubs me the wrong way. And then of course there's other there's other builders out there that I disagree with them, like politically, and they're the type of fringe conspiracy theorist type, and I'm like, how are you smart enough to build a battle bot yet be so stupid at the same time? So I like seeing them lose, just because they don't deserve to win. Simple as that.
Oh, and I was talking to Vinny about this, and I was looking at some of the other podcasts, and I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, or as Vinny said earlier in a conversation, punch down on anybody. But, I think a lot of our previous episodes dealt with really interesting facts, and I've looked at some of the other podcasts that are online, and it blows my mind. Maybe it's my ego or something, but like some of them are very, very dry when they talk, and they don't really make you laugh or do anything, and they're just kind of talking about drinking or sex or something like that. And we're not going to.
Well, it's because they're talking about drinking and sex.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say, but we're not going to do things like that. So if what turns you on is to hear about people getting drunk every single week or vomiting into like their hats or something like that, just immature stuff like that, you probably don't want to subscribe and listen to this, because we're going to talk about everything from food to mysteries to science to video games,
movies,
to sports. It's going to be a smorgasbord of things to try to keep you entertained, instead of every single week you turn in and we say, all right, we went to another bar and drank.
Yeah.
We went to another bar and drank.
So
or we went to another strip joint, and this chick, she had double D's. And, I mean, that becomes repetitive. So either you're really hung up on something, and that's what you got to have, which I guess is your right.
Yeah.
But, I guess broaden your horizons of learning something.
Broaden your horizon with the Two Old Pirates. We don't talk about boobies.
Boobies. Or weeaboos. Which, if you remember, Eric found out all about, because I called them weeblos over and over.
I kept saying, that's a Boy Scout
and
thing.
Vinny had to sit there and say, no, it's weeaboos. And of course, what's a weeaboo again?
Somebody from American society who's a big fan of Eastern Japanese culture and
But how?
And anime.
How far do they go?
They go as far as to like cosplay as their favorite characters at conventions.
Only eat the certain Japanese food.
They
only drink
eat the
certain
food,
Japanese drinks. I mean, they go like how vegans don't want to hurt animals. Weeaboos don't want to be Americans anymore.
Yeah.
They love Japanese culture, and that's fine. They love Japanese culture so much that they try to basically.
They become it.
Yes. If you could go to any country, what would it be? He's all Japan. No. Hidden weeaboo right here.
I would. Where would I go?
It's a tough question, because there's so many wonderful places to
I'd
visit.
probably want to go to Sweden.
Sweden?
Yeah.
Sweden? Why?
I don't know. I just hear it's nice up there. It's cold. It's cold, but I hear that
That was so American. I hear it's nice up there.
I hear it's nice up there.
Heard they're nice, and like the women are kind of pretty.
No, I just heard that it's very peaceful up in Sweden. So
I've heard good things about the Norwegians, the Finnish, and the Swedes. Very, very nice people. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's because it's cold out, and they just have to stay inside and just find a way to get along.
Yeah, maybe.
So nothing spectacular or like dangerous, like Russia or.
Oh no, I wouldn't want to go to Russia, because I probably wouldn't be able to leave.
Or what about like
communist China?
No. What about like Fiji? I would go just for the water.
I was about to say, what country is Fiji?
I mean, that's the only bottled water I drink.
That's not even Fiji.
It's called a joke.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just like, that ain't
This
even
is
Fiji.
the cheap 7-Eleven water. That's the same thing as Fiji water.
You lied to me.
It's 7-Eleven pure. You son of a bitch.
Just
Do it.
can't-
Do it.
You son of a bitch.
And that was, you know who he's trying to impersonate there.
Yeah, it's Arnie.
No, it's Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
I hate that bitch so much.
I'm just a girl.
Can you say I'm just a girl, but with Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice?
Oh, I'm just a girl.
I think that's the best thing I've heard in months. I hate that bitch so much. I'm sorry, people. I know I don't cuss very much, but God, I hate that bitch. Not because she's a bad person. It's just that voice. I would run from the house if I was married to her. if we went out on a date, I would just go to the restroom and just crawl through the window.
Climb
and
out the window.
I'm just a girl. Eric, I think I'm gonna have some more ketchup with my fries.
And then
What does
somebody,
that sound? That sounds like something to me. That sounds
it
like
sounds
a,
like
it
a
sounds
Gwen
like
Stefani.
yeah, but it sounds like a voice I've heard before. Like, I don't know.
Oh, that's for.
Hey, Boo Boo. Hey, Yogi, I don't think we should do this.
Shut up, boo boo.
maybe
Get
maybe
behind
it's
the
Boo,
bush
yeah.
with me, boo boo.
But Yogi, we're just supposed to be friends.
Oh man, I can't remember.
Can
what
you
the
can you do another thing, Arnold, but doing Gwen? When she's all, you and me, we used to be together.
You and me, we used to be together.
Oh my God, I hate Gwen Stefani so much. Grey's Anatomy is a close second, but damn. Anybody who's ever watched this show knows the two things that I hate the most, outside of the Lakers. The Lakers are the number one thing. I can't stand. I hate the Lakers. But yeah, Gwen Stefani's voice and Grey's Anatomy. Can you imagine if Gwen Stefani guest starred on Grey's Anatomy and in the scene she's at a Lakers game? I think I would die.
Yeah.
I think I would die. Because you'd see the Lakers
Aneurysm.
and Gwen Stefani doing,
Oh, these are good seats. I'm right near LeBron.
and then somebody, sleeps with somebody on Grey's Anatomy in the hospital. I swear to God, that show is so pathetic. There are so many people that like that show, and I'm like, it is so unbelievably.
You talked about it on the podcast before.
I'm sorry, guys. It's I hate it so much.
I'm that way with shows like America's Got Talent and The Voice and The Masked Singer. All those staged reality shows. That's how I feel about them.
Who is it?
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Who
I'm
was
sorry.
it? I can't believe it. It's that person in the mat. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's a stupid ass show. Sorry, folks.
I like the costume design of The Masked Singer sometimes, but like the show itself is.
You know my
is
favorite part of
stupid.
The Masked Singer or any of those shows?
The credits.
Yeah. That's the best part. Is when it's over.
Got him.
Then you come
Got
back,
him.
Then you come back to reality. Gwen Stefani. What's another one of their songs?
I don't know. Spiderwebs.
Oh, can you do I Ain't No Holla Back Girl?
Cause I ain't no holla back girl. I ain't no holla back girl. The shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Oh my God, this is good. Well, folks, this has been episode 50. We're back after a 6-month layoff. We hope that you guys will enjoy this and watch it. We didn't necessarily particularly hit on any one subject like we normally do, but we hit on a bunch of different subjects.
Yeah, we covered a lot of ground. It was more about the breadth and not the depth.
And it's more about just saying hello again after all these months and knowing that we are both still alive, we're both still healthy, and we're both coming back so the Two Old Pirates can enter its 3rd year. Mm-hmm. So 2 years back in October 3rd, and we'll be doing our 3rd year. And like I said, Vinny's got his own little thing that he's going to be doing coming up, and once he's ready to push that out, we'll be promoting it on here. And we have other things hopefully planned. There's at least, I think, 4 or 5 people, I didn't even tell Vinny, that have reported to me on Twitter that they want to be guests here. I don't know them. They have their own podcasts, and they asked anytime that we'd like to have them on. Some of them talk about mysteries of the world. Another one talks about relationships. Another one talks about electronics and Thomas Edison versus
Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla. And so just a multitude of different things, and we get to choose from these people who we want on it. But as Eric, I am so pleased to be back, and I hope that you guys will continue this voyage, and let's get our viewership from the 500 that we crashed a long time ago. Let's get it to 1,000.
Yeah.
So go out there, share it, get as many people to sign up, and let's go ahead and start having ideas. Remember, flood us with ideas.
Yeah. Tell us what you want to hear us talk about, and we will maybe talk about it.
If you bring up things that would infuriate a lot of people, and especially us, we're not going to cover that. We're pretty clean-cut people. We're not going to go ahead and just sell our souls for money.
Yeah.
We've already made so much money off of this channel. I've
God.
got at
Yeah.
least Dr. Pepper out of
You
it.
see the clothes I'm wearing?
Hell yeah.
Goodwill, baby.
Well, this is a polo that I've had for about 15 years, and this is a hat that's about 12 years old. So we're just rolling in the money. You guys have made so much money for us. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what we do this for. Basically, we just do this for the money.
Yeah, we're all
It has
about the
nothing
cash.
to do about fun or, getting along
Nah,
with a
we're
friend.
complete sellouts.
We sell out every chance we get. And really, all the stuff that I'm doing about Gwen Stefani is actually reverse psychology so that she will follow us.
Yes.
And she will be one of our biggest fans. That's what I hope.
Sign up for NordVPN, too.
I hope to have her on here someday so that I can hear that beautiful angelic voice.
I'm just a girl.
I think I would kill myself. So if any of you guys have any ideas, shout it out to us, leave a message, get back to us, hit us up on Twitter. It's at Eric, and then 2 Old Pirates. You can reach me there. Do you have any social media?
I do not.
So you'll reach me, and I'll
gotta go through him.
and I'll text him and let him know. So from caveman to modern man, we love you, and we hope that you enjoyed this episode. Anything, Vinny?
No, I just want to say thanks for tuning in. Thanks for helping us get to 50 total podcasts. It's been a ride, and let's.
Oh, I'm 50.
Yeah, you're 50. There you go.
Holy crap, I'm old.
That sucks. But let's make it. Let's
All my hair, though.
That's what I'm saying.
make it to 1,000 subscribers. We'll make it to 100 episodes.